It's The Legend of Zelda, and it's...
I don't know how to feel about this one. I haven't played it. I've heard mixed things. Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask were really good, so...
See, you guys can hate me if you want. I don't care for Majora's Mask. I like the idea, I like the story, and I like the concept, but I feel a lot of the mechanics feel broken. It feels like the boss fights are a little bit rushed. The giant fish, somehow I break it and it glitches for me.
I will admit that I find a lot of the boss fights forgettable.
Yes. The most unique and fun one in that game is Majora. Every time I get chills when you fight Majora, because it's like you're sitting there and it's this fucking thing that's just been this tormentor for the entire adventure, and by the time that you reach him, it's a fucking adventure, and it feels like no time has passed, and Majora, the entire time it's taunting you, it thinks that, it's only been it's been 3 days. For you, both in-game and out-of-game, it's been a day, at least.
Yeah.
So I've got a big head.
So you're like, holy shit.
I got big head, little arms.
So you're like, holy shit, this is such a huge adventure, and this thing is not respecting how much of a fucking adventure this has been.
Yeah.
I don't... It is easily the most frustrating Zelda game I've ever played because you have to start over all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to try to get all the things, and I can't do that because I gotta start over constantly, and then once it gets close to the end, you gotta start over.
It's the most Japanese of all of the... Because Japanese RPGs love that shit.
Well, I'd say Japanese developers in general love having...
You ready to see what they do with this head? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's a key.
Yeah.
The fucking...
It's a fucking key.
They're stuffing into that orifice.
It's a fucking key.
Japanese developers love they love originality. Yeah. I'm gonna give it that, even if it's for the worst.
Yeah.
That's something Miyamoto in particular is infamous for.
It's also something that Miyazaki,
the FromSoft Miyazaki.
Yeah, FromSoft's Miyazaki, because the fact that there is a whole genre based off of the Souls-like, is. It gives him a fucking boner, and you can tell.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's still not happy when it comes to producing sequels.
Because he's like, now I have to do the same thing over and over. He loves Sekiro.
But in that same vein, he hates Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Well, they did Dark Souls 2 without him, so he had to make 3.
Yeah,
he was making 3 when they made 2.
But he still wasn't happy with 3. I don't think he was working on 3.
What the fuck is that?
It's the water dragon. She's badly hurt.
Oh.
That's only a part of her.
She looks like Ivan Ooze. I thought he wasn't returning for Dark Souls 3 until after the success of Dark Souls 2.
No, he was. They told him hey, we need you to make Dark Souls 2, and he's like, hell no. Then somebody else picked up Dark Souls 2, and he's like, hey, I'll work on Dark Souls 3. And
he pretty much rolled his eyes and said, oh great, they made a sequel, so I've got to go fix up their mess.
Yeah, I've got to go fix it. And then he finishes off Dark Souls 3, and it's fucking incredible. I'm serious. Dark Souls 3 is a masterpiece. The boss fights are fun. They're not too challenging.
Ooh, I big disagree.
Dark Souls 3 is the easiest of the 3 games.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Dark Souls 1 is fucking easy, man.
No, it isn't.
It's...
in my opinion, the fact that I in one day can say, all right, I'm going to go beat Dark Souls 3, and then beat Dark Souls 3 in one sitting.
Dude, I beat Dark Souls 1 in 2 sittings. Like, not once, because I rarely ever...
Don't get me wrong, I beat Dark Souls 1 in one sitting as well, but the fact that I was sitting there and I actually had problems with Dark Souls 1, should say a lot.
But here's my argument for that, is that, like, did you play 1 after Dark Souls 2 or 3? Or were you just starting out with Dark Souls?
I started out with Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, well, like, that's what I'm saying, is that you should try the remaster and see how, and feel the difficulty of it now that you are a Dark Souls aficionado. You should see, like, how, because, like, the thing with Dark Souls 1's difficulty is that you just needed the mindset, the Dark Souls mindset, and then you'd get it. That's what it speaks to me as, is that once you get into the Dark Souls mindset, Dark Souls 1 is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
As opposed to, say, Dark Souls 2 and 3, which can be challenging, in my opinion, even in the Dark Souls mindset.
I would say 2 is the worst one.
I'm inclined to agree with DLC included.
But Dark Souls 3, I'm not backing down from this because it is a personal thing where I've literally gone on record, not on record, but I'm going to go on record now and say, if I can sit there during a drunken night where I just say,
a drunken stupor,
I'm drunk as shit, let's go beat Dark Souls 3. And then at 4 in the morning, say, okay, I just beat Soul of Cinder.
Because, here's the trouble, is that there's a boss in there that I have yet to beat legit. And that is Prince Lothric.
Really?
Him and his brother are frustrating as shit to me.
I would agree with you.
In order to beat him, I used that old AI glitch that's not in there anymore.
The thing about Lothric,
glitch.
the best way to beat Lothric is to say, okay, so the person that you are going after, it's because of the way that it's the weapons that I use mostly. I use the greatsword.
Yeah.
I use the berserk sword.
Okay.
And there is a certain thing where if you get behind Lothric, you can hit Lothric and Lorien at the same time and do double damage.
Okay.
So you just use your overhead R2. If you constantly do that, you will fucking murder them in no time flat. If you have a +10 greatsword, they're dead.
Alright, when I revisit it at some point, I'll try that strategy and get back to you on that. Because I've been using I was using the washing pole and still had fucking
The washing
trouble.
pole's fucking trash.
Is it?
The washing
Because I
pole
hear
is
it's great.
Katana builds are trash.
Like,
if you are a real fucking Soulsborne player, the only katana...
A real gamer!
If you're a real gamer, girl.
yeah, it goes back! We took it back, baby!
I'm not happy.
I'm sorry, but...
Well, it's a shitpost.
If you are a true... Okay, not
But
really
your feelings are valid.
If you play through the Soulsborne series and you are having difficulties, try switching away from katanas. I know you feel like, hey, it's katanas. Of course they're going to be the best because it's a Japanese title. You're wrong.
Because
Katanas are trash.
In Dark Souls.
The
Okay.
best weapons in Dark Souls...
They're the Berserk Swords.
Are the Berserk Swords.
Why? Because Miyazaki is
He's
Japanese as shit, and he's like, the bigger the better!
Yeah. He's Japanese as shit, and he's like, oh.
The bigger a thing is, the tougher it is.
He's like, I am a Gatsu fan.
Yeah. Fucking God. Like, everything he's made is Berserk.
It really is.
Everything.
Even Bloodborne.
even Kingsfield.
Oh, Kingsfield was hella fucking...
Though, funny enough, the fucking Kingsfield came out the same time as the fucking Berserk game on PS1, and it was vastly superior, even though both games pretty much sucked.
Yeah. But the thing is, with Miyazaki, is he is...
I keep thinking of
Ghibli.
movie. Yeah.
Yep, Ghibli, man.
The thing about Miyazaki is he is 100%... He is a gamer.
Apparently,
He is a gamer, goddammit. And
he is a real
knows-
gamer girl.
He knows, like, for a fucking fact, like, what would I like to play? Like, what do I like to play is his big thing. And he makes games that are fun.
Mm.
Like, at the end of the day, a Soulsborne game, I am going to have fun with.
Mm.
Like, because it's like, it's challenging.
Except Sekiro.
I don't like
I
Sekiro.
know. I'm sorry, dude.
And
I'll stop.
you guys can disagree with me, and I know you will. And I know that people will disagree with me.
I
Don't get
haven't
me
played
wrong.
it. I haven't
I will
played it.
play it.
I just look forward to it.
I'm planning on playing it at some point.
Mm.
But for right now...
Oh, Jesus, you weren't supposed to see this.
He's the guy making everything float.
Yep.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm planning on playing it at some point.
Yeah.
But I just do not care for the gameplay that I have seen. I just don't care.
I look forward to it personally just because I like fucking with the AI in a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because from what I've read, the fucking stealth breaks the game because the AI is dumb as shit.
Yes. I've heard that the stealth just completely breaks the game because there's a couple bosses that you can one-shot.
Well, yeah, because, like, they don't... some of the bosses don't have borders.
Yeah.
They remain in the level. So you can just whip away from them, and they'll forget you're there. And their health bars won't replenish after that.
A lot of the bosses are like that. The most challenging boss that I've seen in that game is just a rehash of Gehrman.
Nah.
The most challenging boss I've seen in that game is the true ending, where you
collect all the MacGuffins.
Where you collect all the MacGuffins and you fight the Ashina family at the you get your revenge, and you also you fulfill the request of your lord while you essentially go and you complete your mission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the true ending kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like doing that gives you like the most challenging boss in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't fucking stealth away, he's constantly on your ass, and he can two-shot you. So it's just like, yeah, you have to actually be a samurai and fight this fucker.
Now, controversially, I think Bloodborne is probably my favorite of the series so far.
I agree with you entirely. The style, the feel, the atmosphere, everything about Bloodborne is
my favorite.
perfect. Dark Souls 3 comes close, in my opinion.
Once again, like...
Because Dark Souls 3, the DLC comes close. Because the fucking writing in that DLC, where you're going through and it's Gale's story, and the painting story, the Ashes of Ariandel, the story where you're getting the pigments to create a world that's safe.
This is in Dark Souls 3.
In Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Hey guys, remember how I did the very first temple?
Yeah.
Now I gotta do it all over again, just to get the stupid water at the end.
That's retarded.
Maybe you should... do you want to end it off before we go in?
How long have I been recording?
It's almost 2 hours.
Okay,
So
yeah,
before we end, I want to finish
the thought.
the thought where
Be gone!
in Dark Souls 3, the DLC where you are going through and you are creating a world where the painting world where it's safe from the decay and the constant hollowization and the burning out of fire by creating a world that is safe from by using the Dark Soul. The fact that that is there, it is a perfect capstone to the Dark Souls series, which has so far been about decay and then renewal and decay and renewal and decay and renewal and building up upon empire and empire and empire till there's nothing left. And that's what the end of there's no hope in the Dark Souls universe. The fact that there's one thing that is a constant, the painting, and the fact that there is now something in that painting that will make it so it does not fade and it does not rot, and making it so that it is a permanent fixture even in a world outside that is dead.
Let's talk about
fucking beautiful.
Let's talk about the ever-regenerating mushroom.
Oh yeah, that's
great. All right, we're ending it.
Yeah, bye.
I was just trying to bullshit around so you could finish your thought.
I appreciated it.